gave me a disease from Charles, and then she taunted me.
So she's not sorry. I never heard one thing of I'm sorry, which means she got the ass whipping she deserved. This is file number 211797. It's entitled People versus Cinquez Marie Furlow. That's you?
Yes.
Cinquez is here. She was charged with an allegation that alleged that on or about July 28th of 2021, she committed an aggravated assault upon Caitlin Beauchamp, 2 counts. Then she was charged with contributing to delinquency of a minor. The defendant entered a plea to assault and battery, and the matter was set for sentencing a couple of times. It was set for sentencing on Monday. No, she pled aggravated assault, not assault and battery.
Correct.
And the matter was set for sentencing for May 9th at a special time, 10:30. Defendant called and said she was ill, set it for Wednesday, again a special. Defendant called and said she couldn't make it. And I said, well, that's not an option. I'm going to issue a bench warrant. She had 48 hours, and so we made time again today at 1:30. So Cinquez is here in the building live. Jordan Yancey is here. Caitlin Beauchamp is here. And Deborah Davis is here from the prosecuting attorney's office. This is actually the 3rd time that Cinquez has been convicted of aggravated assault. Jordan, what would you like us to know here?
I know there have been some hiccups as far as getting this case resolved. However, Ms. Furlow has remained in contact with me and apprised me of her situation. As the court's aware, she's a single mother, and it comes with challenges as to ensuring she's able to provide for her children and do what she needs to do. She did handle this matter timely. This was another instance where this was a somewhat older case. However, despite being in front of this court on an unrelated matter, it didn't catch up with her until quite some time. We did get the matter resolved. Ms. Furlow was very honest about the incident as far as what happened and kind of the reasoning why it happened. I'd ask the court to consider the fact that Ms. Furlow is, again, a single mom. She's gainfully employed, just providing for her children. Aside from issues out of her control as far as being ill, not having a transportation, she does appear for court. She has on this file. She's been in good contact with me. She's taking this matter seriously and that she's here ready to accept the consequences. I would ask the court to consider any time she's done on this matter. If they feel a brief period of probation is appropriate, I'd ask the court not to order any additional jail time. There is a request for restitution. I believe we may need to have a hearing on that. I did speak with the prosecutor's office. I can't remember if it was Ms. Davis or Mr. Johnson regarding the amount submitted as far as our dispute with, replacement value versus actual value of the items. So I believe this matter will need to be set for a restitution hearing regarding those issues. I'd ask the court to consider everything stated on the record today in sentencing. Thank you.
Deborah, what would you like me to know?
Well, Your Honor, I would like to give the opportunity to Ms. Beauchamp to speak first if she would so choose. She has been here the last couple of times, so I'm not sure if she wants to address the court now.
Well, this has been quite an inconvenience for her. Could you screen share the actual video of the assault?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll share the other view in just a moment.
Thank you. It's hard to watch. He pulled up and started smacking this girl. Ms. Beauchamp, would you come up to have a seat right up here, if you would? You've seen that video before. You just saw it just now. Was that a fair and accurate video of what happened on July 28th, 2021?
Yes,
What were you doing sitting out in front of the store?
smoking a cigarette, playing on my phone.
All right, were you working there at the store?
Yes, I was on the clock.
So you were on your smoke break, having a smoke out in front?
Yeah.
All right. And then we saw what happened. She pulled up and started hitting you. What would you like me to know?
I've had previous encounters with her. The last time Charles went to jail, she had messaged me on his account. She had followed me home from work one time and blocked me in and I couldn't get out. She reached to the window and hit me. She's put her hands on my sister before.
Now, why is she mad? Why was she mad at you this particular day?
I don't know. When she got out of the truck, she said, asked why was I driving Macy's truck?
Asked why you were driving.
Charles' truck.
Okay. And who is Charles?
I was with him at the time. That's her ex.
All right. So you were dating her ex-boyfriend. And you were driving his truck and somehow that made her mad?
Yes.
All right. And then she hit you and her daughter hit you and then they got in the car and left.
Yes.
She said something to you as she was leaving. Do you recall what that was?
I didn't hear anything.
This happened last July. Has anything happened since then?
No.
And you're no longer with Charles?
No.
What do you think I should do here?
I don't know. I know her bond was not to have contact with me. I did contact Officer Chris Greenwood, I think. His last name
Greenwald.
was. No. I was at work one day and I had got a friend request on Snapchat from her. I screenshotted it and I showed it to Chris.
But you didn't respond to it.
No,
So you've had no actual communication with her.
right.
Okay. I'm glad you're here. I think you've had to be here 3 times, but you also suffered some financial loss. Tell me about that.
I was working 12 to 14-hour shifts then, and I had gotten sent home twice because of it. I went to the ER twice because I had facial contusion. I had cracks in my nose and in my cheekbone.
As a result of this incident,
Yes.
she broke your nose and your cheekbone.
There was no break. It was just minor fractures.
One of the other pictures shows you come back in, or maybe if you'd let that one run longer, and your nose was bleeding. So your expense was the emergency room and lost wages?
That and my phone got shattered.
Deborah, what's that total?
Let me look at the restitution request.
I've got it in mind too, but I didn't want to get out of the screen.
I think it's like 922 something.
Lindsay said it's about 920.
Yep, $922.40. Your Honor, I think that the restitution request included the basis for what Ms. Beecham is asking for. Watching this video, it was a malicious, unprovoked attack. She took the opportunity, she admits she took the opportunity that she was driving by and saw that she was there. It didn't just affect this victim, but it affected that business that then had to shut down, had to clean everything because it was a biohazard. There was blood droplets on the floor at the convenience store. It inconvenienced a lot of people, and it really hurt Ms. Beecham. To have a concussion, it's not just a concussion that can have long-term effects. We don't really know. To fracture her face, it just over something as silly as being upset over a past relationship and somebody using a vehicle. So, the fact that she's had these type of incidents before, I understand she's a single mother and that's not easy, but you don't take your 11-year-old child with you to beat up somebody and videotape it while you're beating them up. And I don't care if she asked her kid to do that or encouraged her kid to do that, or her kid just did that because that's what she wanted to do. The fact is, it aggravates this entire incident. This is juvenile and childish, and it resulted in serious injuries to this woman who didn't deserve to be beat up. And, she's not really served any jail time of substantial amounts. When I look back at her booking history, there's been one day for this, and she got a PR bond. The other times that she's been in custody have just been 1 or 2 days for other issues. perhaps that's what is needed to get her to understand that she can't behave like this. This isn't the Wild West where you just go beat up somebody because you feel like it or you're mad at them. If it's an anger management issue, if it's something like that, a probation would be helpful, but a probation is only going to do as much as what the person is putting into it. If she doesn't think what she did was wrong or what she did was inappropriate, then a probation isn't going to help her. And the only option at that point is jail punishment. So with that, I'm sure the court's going to hear what she has to say if she wants to speak. But as far as the restitution, we have Ms. Beecham here. She can be sworn in and testify as to what the cost of her iPhone is and her earbuds and her missed work, if that's what is needed. But I don't think that we need a whole separate hearing on those minor items. So if the court wishes to have that, we can do that. But I would like to have this for Ms. Beecham's purposes completed today. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, when she was convicted of aggravated assault in 2015, she got 4 days. When she was convicted of aggravated assault in 2016, Gina was still here. I put her on probation and ended up being revoked. She also has some felony obligations to the circuit court. So I've known Ms. Furlow for a long time, maybe since high school age or so. Sinquez, you saw the video. We all saw the video. What was going on?
First of all, I would like to speak, and I tell you nothing but the truth. I don't lie to you. I was not mad that she was driving Charles' truck, because at the time, Charles' truck was parked at my house. I fought her because she deliberately inboxed me. She gave me a disease from Charles, and then she taunted me. She was in my truck. She was in my truck. They were putting stuff in my gas tank, the reason why I don't have a vehicle now. She kept inboxing me also back and forth and taunting me, her and her sister.
You mean
Caitlin and her sister.
inboxing, you mean sentence?
That on Messenger.
Okay.
I like your heated seats and this and this and that. You keep taunting and taunting and taunting and talk. Her sister came to my grandma's house that's sitting back there on that day, tried to hit me and my daughter. She came put up to my grandma's house. I retaliated. Yes, I'm mad. I'm tired of dealing with that. And she was not with Charles. I was with Charles. She was the whatever you want to call that. And she was steady going on and on and on. We was in Riverside. Charles at the time, she was the reason why I was getting beat.
Well, Charles ended up stabbing
me and put a gun to my head and it jammed. She's the reason for it. Because she was the sideline messing with, telling him lies. And I'm not knowing he's messing with her at the time. And he's stabbing me up and stuff because of what she's telling him. I'm doing that. I'm not doing nothing. First and foremost, I was in Riverside. Riverside, she don't own Riverside parking lot. I was out there at a friend's house, Cache Nicholas. Her sister stayed on the other side. At this time, I did not know Reese was sleeping with this girl. So that was just her guilty conscience. Reese put up trying to fight me, beat me up in front of everybody. And the only way I knew how she knew was because of her, because I seen her in the phone that one time. And then everybody out there was like, Reese, that's when I found out it was her. Cache said, yeah, Reese been coming over here for her. Okay, boom. I didn't come over there deliberately just following her to fight her. She knows that. I was in Riverside partying. She, at the time, I'm like, why did you call Reese? I'm asking her.
Now, when you say Reese, you're from
Charles. Okay. I'm like, why did you call Reese and tell him I was out here? What was your point in that? I didn't. She's acting all clueless like she's doing right now, like she don't know what's going on. And I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth, because I'm really shaking, because I just don't fight just to fight. I fight when I'm in harm and me and my children
It didn't look like a fight. It was like an ass whooping.
What caused it was her. I would have never, I took my problems out. If Reese cheating, you don't go to the person he cheating with. You take it out on him. If she would have never, when he got locked up, oh, I like your heated seats. Oh, I was driving to Constantine when he was on the phone with you in your truck, just taunting, while I'm getting beat up by him because of her.
In relation to this was July 28th.
Yes.
Stuff was all earlier the same day.
Earlier the same day, her sister in that blue van came to my grandma's house and tried to ski on the back of we put up. I was about to, actually my daughter recorded her, but my daughter deleted it. She tried to hit my daughter. She went into my grandma's driveway on 416 Fifth Avenue.
Assume everything you say is true.
Everything is.
What gives you the right to come smack her up at work and break her face?
This had been happening for multiple months. I know that was wrong. That was wrong. And I accept that. But the things that I have been going through between her and Charles and everybody else, her, Charles, and her sister, that's nothing mentally you can deal with. I was getting beat up in my house because of her, getting stabbed up because of her.
What'd you get?
That's why she taunting me in my car because of her. She was never Charles' girl. She bringing diseases back to me because of her. I'm getting stabbed up in front of my kids because of her. You in my car and they putting stuff that I paid $7,500 for, and then y'all putting that in my tank for what? Now I don't have no car.
Now you're saying they put something in?
Yes, my tank, sugar. When the man dropped it, sugar, the stuff that you make candy with, everything. I didn't have that truck 2 months and I worked hard for that. And he dropped it and it went to my transmission. All that stuff, Snickers, water, oil, everything. The candy, the syrup, the clear syrup that you make. This girl is not innocent, sir. This girl is nowhere near innocent. She started faking like she was pregnant by him then. It was just like an ongoing, this happened. I retaliated like 5 months, 3 months. I might be lying on the 5, 3 or 4 months down the line. I finally retaliated.
Well, this particular day, the July 28th.
I was tired, going back and forth from her saying, and then my truck. She didn't have Charles' truck at the time.
Post triggered this?
No, back and forth in Messenger. And then when I went to jail, all her little friends inboxing my daughter. And yes, I was wrong, but you got to understand, mentally, I'm sitting in this house and because of her, and then she living at, you just going back and forth, you telling Charles stuff, and you had him, this man, deliberately, he's weak for even believing her, first and foremost, weak for even sleeping with her, first and foremost. When I had my stuff together at Erie Street apartment, things was going so well, but you telling me, you sitting in my car, the truck I worked hard for, and you giving me rundowns of where you and him going to and what was I saying on the phone and everything else, and y'all playing with me like I'm just what? Oh, go take care of them kids, them all that. I take care of my kids very well, never lost custody of them, and I got 6 of them. Can't nobody speak on me. Don't ever. But when you start disrespecting me into a hole, like, and it's getting so bad to where I'm mentally in the house holding back for fighting her, that didn't just come from just that day. That came from built up frustration and me having to deal with getting beat on and then have to have mentally abuse from this woman. You telling me you in my truck? I don't care about Charles' truck. What is his truck gonna do for me? I had a better truck than him. You're in my truck telling me about my heated seats, which I did have. Which you did ride to Constantine with Charles to make a sale with him.
All right.
Come on, man. That came from a long built up frustration. She knew what she was doing. She's not innocent by far.
All right. This is a reflection of what's going on in the world in general.
I didn't just fight
In
for
Your
no
Honor,
reason. I'm not putting my hands on nobody for no reason.
Obviously, we didn't have a trial on this. We
Can
didn't
we?
hear
Because I got a
both
lot of
sides.
screenshots.
All right. Well,
But I can appreciate what Ms. Furlow is saying, but it also is a perfect example of how if you don't report things that are happening to you, we can't do anything about it. And we get a report that has what the information from the investigation was. And if no one will speak out as to what's going on, it puts us with a hand tied behind our back trying to do this. Now, I'm not saying that what Ms. Furlow is saying is the absolute truth. I'm not saying that it's not, but it certainly complicates cases when we don't have all of the information. And I guess the court has heard it all. The court is familiar with the file, and I leave it to your discretion, Your Honor, as to what to do here.
And Your Honor, I just have one more thing to add. I don't know if the court has a copy of the police report. I believe everything was provided, but based on what Ms. Furlow did indicate today, there is a section in the report that the officer did indicate that, when Ms. Furlow was arrested, that a Heidi and a Caitlin's sister were laughing at her,
following
nearby. That is referenced in the report.
Taunting me, laughing with her mother.
all right. Well, let's just assume for the sake of argument, you certainly believe everything that you told me. That's your perspective on it.
I'm not gonna come in here and lie to you, Middleton, because what is only gonna do make it worse?
Well, you and I have known each other for a long time.
Exactly.
And Caitlin's version is what she believes.
Fairy tale.
And the truth of it is, Charles wasn't worth fighting about. He
At
ended up
all.
stabbing you, almost shot you.
At all.
And he's in prison.
Mhm.
But the world has collapsed. Everybody can just do what they feel like. They can, little Alexandra, the girl that I asked about Bad Baby, some girl dissed her. She walked up and punched her in the face.
I've seen that. I've seen you on there.
And she's a nice girl. I see her still. She works at, or did work at Subway. She went to jail for a weekend. Will Smith walks up and smacks Chris Rock in the face. Something they didn't like about his wife. If we just go back to that, everybody can just do what they want. She said something I didn't like. She sent me a nasty message, so I'm justified in going up there and smacking the crap out of her with my 11-year-old daughter with me, who gets in a few good licks for her own sake and videotapes it. That's not how, if it would be chaos. If everybody could just go beat everybody up that disrespected them because they said something they didn't like or slept with their boyfriend or said something, we'd be fighting each other in the street with sticks. There has to be some rule of law. This is the third time you've been charged with aggravated assault. You wailed on her. First time was 4 days jail. Second time I tried a probation, but it failed. You certainly need anger management. Now, last time we talked, you told me you're working at, they said you're employed. Are you working now?
Yeah, I'm still employed.
At where?
Still, I'm still employed, and I did the reason why I haven't been coming usually and keeping up with Miss Yancey because I have been very, very sick. Still probably is sick, but the only reason, and then the transportation thing also there that comes in because the days when you say you want me here, my mom work also. She works mornings at Viking.
Well, I didn't know you didn't have a car.
Yeah, I don't.
In the other case, you'd missed a whole bunch of hearings, and then they needed you as a witness in the case in which you were the victim. I'm told that you're not working.
Who could tell you that?
I don't know. I heard that. Maybe we'll check with.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to
work
do.
for or
A temp company.
All right,
Through Elwood. I go through Elwood. I was supposed to be hired in, but then I caught COVID. And then, they dismissed me from that. And then Indeed dismissed me when I was going through Indeed because I had caught COVID. I done caught COVID 3 times. So, but you keep going through there like PTI, all those,
Or which company you work for right now?
Elwood. I don't know if anger management, I don't know if you gonna say anger management because of me fighting. But maybe I do I don't know.
Well,
I can't say, I can or cannot say, because I'm very a happy person if you get to know me. I'm not I want to be a bully or do all this. But when you provoke a situation, no, that's not okay to have your 11-year-old daughter in there. And no, I know that's not okay. But this fairy tale that y'all getting right now, and like I agree with Ms. Davis, I should have kept reporting so we could have a file every time she would do something. But I didn't think it was gonna go this far to me getting stabbed up and then messing with my tank. And she, come on now, she was living at the Spartan. So I knew where she was at all times. I could have went up there anyway, any day.
It's all true. Every bit of it. It doesn't give you the right to go smack her.
It's not okay. I know that's not okay. I never said that was okay, and I never justified that situation. And I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to get you to understand me.
All right. Well, you have a reputation as a badass.
I'm not, and I don't want to have that reputation because I'm 30 years old.
And I'm watching your daughter in there, 11 years old, smacking her. I think it's the same daughter we had the truancy issues with.
No, she ain't never had truancy.
Oh, good.
Never,
My
ever.
mom's a badass.
That ain't how she looked at it. She seen her mom getting her ass whooped every other night, and she tried to help her mom when that man was on top of her mom. And she seen this woman deliberately, me and her go back and forth. That's what she's seen, and she shouldn't have seen me coming up there to hitting on her. She shouldn't have been in the car, but enough was enough, and it's not okay. And would I do it again? No. Would I do it again? No. Why? Because I'm really beating people in real life. with 6 kids. So why even have to put your hands on them when you know you're beating them in real life with kids?
Well,
So
you got all those kids and you lost their father and you're doing the best you can. But this ain't the way to do it. Give me just a moment. If you are working, I don't want you to lose your job. Someone's got to take care of your kids.
and my mama is too, but I haven't been there either because I caught COVID. So that's why Elwood. So
Oh, you're not at Elwood?
no, I say I haven't been there because I've been sick. Not right now. My grandma know I have been
She's
sick
been off work
Off.
because she's sick,
Off
but she's
since when?
still employed.
for almost like 2 weeks because me and my kids been sick. And it's a temp agency anyways.
So they're calling to find out. When's the last time you worked at the?
Like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? So you're not working right now, but you're
Not
sick.
there, but yeah. And that's the only reason I haven't been coming in either.
All right, and you don't agree with her restitution figure.
I don't.
So you want to fight about that?
I do. I really do. I
All right,
really
well,
do.
that makes me think you're not repenting at all.
No,
You
about
want to
what?
fight about?
No, I don't want.
About whether-
No, it's 900 and something. Why do I can't pay my rent, pay something I know I wasn't. How did I take earbud? I didn't.
You smacked the crap out of her. Her phone got broken and her earbuds got broken and she had a hospital bill. That makes me believe you're not the least bit repentant about.
No, I am, but I got 6 kids and I gotta pay so
That
much
ain't
stuff.
a get out
So
of jail free card.
no, it's not a get out of jail free
You-
card.
You want to fight about $922.
I wanna.
The $921. You believe she got what
Did she
she
say
deserved, which may or may not be true.
No, I did not say I believe. I said I don't justify that, but it comes from months of being taunted and everything else. That like, how do you justify and there go her mom. There she go again laughing in the courthouse, but she was just recording me
Right, but-
at Harding's and following me.
All right.
She
but
thinks this is so funny.
none of it's funny.
None
of it's funny. I don't want people out duking
What
it
do you
out
wanna
in the
do?
street
What do you wanna do?
over
Because at this
someone
point-
that's not
Because
worth
these
fighting
people, that's not okay.
about. No, it's not okay.
And they were, oh my God.
But what I said is you're not.
And her mom was on social media saying she's looking for Lady, the big red dog. Did you or did you not? After the
All
fight?
right, stop.
I've been on social.
Stop. So she's not sorry. I never heard one thing of I'm sorry, which means she got the ass whipping she deserved. She doesn't agree with the amount of restitution. She did 4 days jail on the first aggravated assault. I tried a probation on the second aggravated assault and she was revoked. She doesn't want to do anger management.
I didn't say I did not want to do anger management. I said I'm not a very angry person, but maybe I am, but
Sure.
being pushed, but I never said I'd never want to do anger management or anything. It's just that oh man, only if you could understand, but you can't because I didn't go to the police every time she wrote me or said something to me or gave me gonorrhea from, I never did that. So, or was in my car putting stuff in my tank is the reason why I'm walking right now. I never did that.
What happened to that truck?
It had to be, the insurance company had to buy it out from me because it was nothing they could do. They went and looked at it. Just like I said, my grandma's mechanic dropped the tank. His name is Charlie. He dropped the tank. He said, we can't put another tank in here because all the stuff that was in your tank went to your transmission. It's no way. There'll be a $5,000 part you have to buy that I didn't have at the time because I had just spent $7,500 2 months ago on my truck.
Right. And I understand all that part, but it's still, we're at the fundamental disagreement. That doesn't give you the right to go over and smack her in the face. So your lawyer asked for time served, so you get 1 day in jail and we fight about the restitution?
No, I don't want to fight. If I have to pay and that's what she's saying, that I broke the phone because I just felt like a part of me. She was still on that same phone after the fact. So that's why I felt some type of way. But if you want me to pay her $900 something and
Did you break the phone on purpose?
no, I don't even recall her having a phone in her hand. That's why I'm telling you this. If I seen a phone in her hand and I slapped it out her hand, I would gladly give her the money. But I definitely did not see her with no phone. Maybe it could have been because out of anger. But I got out that car and I didn't look for a phone either. And that's the honest to God truth.
Can we ask Ms. Beecham just a couple questions about this phone, just to be clear?
It's Beauchamp.
Is it? I see
Yeah,
it.
it's Beauchamp, isn't it?
Beecham.
It's
Beecham.
So I
I
think
was
that's
right.
right. They
I don't
got
wanna
it spelled as B-E-A-U-C-H-A.
That's how it's spelled.
But you say Beecham?
Yeah.
Well, I apologize. I've been mispronouncing both of your names every time you've been here. All right, Ms. Beecham.
Did the phone get completely destroyed, or just the case or the screen was cracked? What happened to the
The
phone?
whole screen is shattered.
And so have you gone to get the screen replaced? So I think because the broken cell phone was listed as 649, you know, the fact that the phone does still work, but just has a shattered screen, I think around $150 will get you a screen replacement and little touchpad thing if it needs it. And I guess I would maybe suggest maybe $150 if that's acceptable to Ms. Furlow, which I think would cover the cost of the replacement of the screen with the labor, and then $19 for the earbuds. And then there's a 12-hour shift.
I'm gonna allow 2 8-hour days.
Okay, and that's at $10.60 per hour.
Either way, she sounds like she's getting rehired into Axel through different agencies, and she does have to leave due to illness. So I don't think her maintaining that employment once she's cleared to go back is an issue, as far as she's been hired in through multiple agencies.
And even if I don't go back, I still get survivor's benefits to take care of me and my kids anyways.
Yes. I'll allow 150 for the screen, 20 for the earbuds, and 170 for 2 8-hour shifts at 1060, which is $340. I'm gonna order 11 days jail, credit 1, leaving 10 days to serve, which is gonna be served on weekends as scheduled by the probation department. I'm gonna order anger management. We have a specific women's anger management class. Fine is 0. They're on probation for 12 months. Once the jail time is completed, the restitution is paid and the class is completed. The key component of this, getting the restitution paid and the anger management class. It's a women's class. Also, no contact. Don't have any contact with her. She has very strong emotions about this. She didn't just walk up and smack you with some random person sitting out in front of the Admiral Station. You guys were playing with the same sandbox and resulted in a lot of bad feeling. Don't have any contact with her. Don't email her, don't text her, don't Facebook her, don't Instagram, don't send her a carrier passenger pigeon. Don't have any contact with her. She don't want any contact with you either. I'm not gonna send you to jail right now because you're sick. You also gotta make arrangements for your kids. But in this day and age, at least in St. Joe County, you can't just redress your grievances by going up and smacking somebody in the face without a consequence. And you can't play in someone else's sandbox, I guess, without a consequence. But you don't have the right to just take the law into your own hands. Caitlin, you go ahead and go. I don't want any confrontation on the parking lot. So thank you for being here.
Your Honor, just so I get my notes correct, you said 11 days, credit 1, leaving 10 to serve on the weekends, or if she chooses to do it as a 10-day stretch, if she wants to?
It's up to her. They can do it on weekends or they can work it out with the probation department.
Okay.
So as far as work, if there's 2 days during the week that work for her, she can,
Yes.
okay, just to be good. Okay, thank you.
And then, Jordan, just to keep in mind, I don't think she gets credit for good time as much if you do it
No,
that
she
way.
doesn't.
And she has to,
Once she gets good time.
well, and she has to pay the booking fee each time she goes in and out, I think.
No,
No?
No?
No, just once.
Just once? Okay.
All right. Cinquez, you're good to go.
She needs to report to
Take
probation.
that downstairs to probation.
Or they're still in the hallway.
All right. you know,
I ain't gonna touch them.
I know you're not. I
She is
just
not
don't-
worth my time.
She's not. So just don't.
She's a liar.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
No problem.
I'll walk you to.
All right.
Okay.
Is your other client here?
I don't know, I haven't had a chance to check.